to the source of the story, Nanette Medved Po. Nanette, so good to see you again.
Hi, thank you.
It must have been decades ago, huh?
Thereabouts.
I was asking Nanette a while ago when the last time she appeared on television, and you don't seem to remember the last time it happened.
I don't think about it, so I can't remember when it was.
Are there jitters? Do you feel nervous coming back on television and guesting?
Well, now that you... I tried not to think about it, but now that you've thought, maybe I should be a little more jittery, yes.
Let me say thank you again for being with us. A lot of people have not seen you in years,
yes.
And we're so happy that you finally came out here on CNN Philippines.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We start with this. Forbes magazine's Heroes of Philanthropy for 2017. There are 40 people part of the roster. 3 are Filipinos. Cousins David and Daniel Zelig, and of course, Nanette Medved Po. Was this something you ever imagined that would happen to you?
No. They contacted me a few months ago just to ask some questions. I wasn't quite sure what the context of it was, so we just kind of gave them the answer to the questions, but we didn't know that they were putting together this list, and certainly not have narrowed it down to 2 or 3 people. So when it came out, I was actually in the US, and when I woke up there was this flurry of messages, and I was like, oh my God, something burned down, you know. And then that's when I found out that we were on this list and we were recognized, and so it was a thrill, if only because I think it helps us to get the message out for what we're doing.
And let's talk about exactly what you're doing, Nanette. You were, well, a commercial model, you were an actress, and then you got married, and then you started to live this private life of yours. And it started with what? Did it start with Friends of Hope?
Yes. Well, I mean, I did things in between, but kind of this latest iteration of what we do started with Friends of Hope in 2011-12. And Friends of Hope started as a completely non-profit, but then what happened was, I think the regulatory bodies here can't figure out what we are. There wasn't a precedent. It's like, who does that? 100% of profits. So we wound up, just for legal kind of regulatory purposes, having to spin off a for-profit entity, which is Generation Hope. So now we have 2 entities which kind of serve the same purpose. One is a for-profit and one is a non-profit.
So you are founder, chair, and president of Generation Hope and Friends of Hope, correct?
Just for Friends of Hope. For Generation Hope, I'm founder and director. At the moment, I think we're still trying to get the structures right, but at the moment, that's what it is.
But is it true that it started outside your bedroom?
It did. My poor husband. Yeah, so this was not... it was one of those kind of crazy ideas. I tried to pitch it to other people who were probably make more sense to do it, people who are in the consumer goods space, but nobody wanted to do it. I think people are very attached to their profits, and so kind of out of frustration, I said, well, if nobody wants to do it, then I'll do it myself. You know, one of those kind of bold statements. And then I wound up actually doing it, and because it was very much on the fly, I said, well, I don't want to like put too much, you know, and then have it fail spectacularly. We had a press conference. So I just I had an extra room in the house, which just so happened to be next to the master bedroom. So I hired 2 people and, you know, kind of piled them in with some desks and said, this is what we're going to do. And so it was run out of this room for a while. And then we eventually moved home. And so my husband's like, we're not having work next to our bedroom. So I said, perfect, I'll take the entire basement of the house and convert it. And so that's kind of where we are right now.
So it's free rent?
Yeah. So technically we're not, we should be factoring in that we're paying rent, you know, somewhere else. But I figure if we can save enough money to build an extra classroom, then
why not?
Why not?
I was going to go there because some people, our viewers, might be wondering, what